Hello from Parque Warner in Madrid, Spain, where I'm here to ride Batman Gotham City Escape, one of the best roller coasters in Europe. It's manufactured by Intamin. It opened in 2023 to rave reviews. I loved it back then and I rated it as the best roller coaster in Europe. However, we've had a few bits open since then, like Voltron at Europa Park. So I'm here today to get multiple rides on it and establish, is this really the best roller coaster in Europe? Let's go inside and find out. So your journey to escape Gotham begins with a tour of Wayne Manor, where you're there to view the artifacts. Got a feeling it's not entirely going to go to plan though.
Bueno amigos, ¿ya están aburridos? Porque parece que les vendría bien una buena carcajada. Si empezáis a sentiros un poco mal,
we're being gassed.
que cerrar las salidas y no
If I start laughing hysterically, it's the Joker's fault.
Poison Ivy detectada. Maniobras evasivas activadas.
Poison Ivy, caerás.
No lo creo, murciélago. Parece que son tus amigos los que van a caer.
Tomo el control. Vamos. Agárrense fuerte. Manténganse alerta. Estamos casi a salvo.
Piloto automático dañado. Reduciendo navegación al 20%.
Les sacaremos de aquí. Máxima velocidad.
¡Mira hacia arriba! ¡Tenemos visitantes! ¡Vamos! Perdón por el lío.
Well, just had a back row ride on Gotham City Escape and that was a marvellous experience. The coaster is absolutely top tier. The airtime you see at the back is, there's so much ejector, just so much ejector. You are yeeted time and time again as if you've done something wrong. Well, I'm still here in the bowels of Wayne Manor, having ridden Batman Gotham City Escape for the third time over the last couple of days. It's a world-class coaster, one of the best here in Europe. And when we go outside, I'm going to take you through an entire layout, step by step, and break down exactly everything this amazing roller coaster does. Ace Chemicals, Ace Ride. So you exit the station and the Joker looks down on you from above, shooting you with laughing gas from his sort of laughing tank. And then you have a punchy but not too quick launch out of the station into a real hang time heavy corkscrew. you drop down into then the main launch of the ride, which launches you straight up into that huge top hat. You get a massive burst of ejector as you crest over that, then you stall as you hit the trims, crawl to the edge, and as you drop into the beyond vertical drop, you're out of your seat again. You drop off that, you come down into an airtime hill that is about half the height of the top hat. So consequently, the ejector there is absolutely insane. It's just crazy. Up into the reverse sidewinder, that's nice and whippy. You come into it quite slowly, then you sort of whip round to the right and down. There's then a really underrated airtime moment as you dive under the bridge. You then head into the third inversion, which is another corkscrew, this one over to the midway. It's kind of got slight whippiness to it, it's not quite Mosasaurus roll. Then you hit the third and final launch, a bit of a sweep round, and then up into that huge hang time stall that you can see behind me there. One of the most insane elements there are out there. You are just dangling from your lap. It's an incredible experience. Then of course you dive off that, up into the spike, which they kind of operates as a sort of brake run in itself, and then you just slowly reverse back down into the station. Turntable flips round, Batman's caught Joker, he's hanging upside down, not very happy at all, and then you're back into the station. It's an absolutely fantastic ride. It's one of the best in Europe, if not the best in Europe. I'm probably going to try and hack together some rankings soon, but it's really difficult because this, Voltron, Zadra, they're all such top tier coasters that excel in different ways, and to try and line them up side by side and really establish which one is my preference is difficult. But one thing's for sure, Parque Warner have an absolute monster here, and Intamin, their multi-launch coasters just deliver time and time and time again. Please bring one to the UK, please. So what you see here are the two main launch sections of the track. This is the second launch, which takes you up into the massive top hat, and then a second piece of launch track which takes you up into the zero-G stall, which you can see just up there. It really is a magnificent roller coaster, and so cool that you can actually hang out down here by these launch sections. As you see around here, you've got the kind of themed tunnel. You can't quite see it from this angle, but poison ivy is hiding behind there, just where them plants are, being all mischievous and poisonous. Another thing to note about this excellent roller coaster is it's not just an amazing package visually, but also the audio. The soundtrack is spectacular. Just done a bit of research, and it turns out they actually used part of the soundtrack from the VR game Batman Arkham Shadows, and it fits the ride perfectly. It really does suit that kind of Gotham theme and atmosphere. It's epic, yet it's got those dark undertones. A marvellous job done by the composer of this, and like I say, it suits the ride fantastically. So just had ride number 7 on Gotham City Escape, and I swear it gets better with each ride. The airtime feels more aggressive, the hang time feels more pronounced and lengthy. It really is just a fantastic ride. The theming, the way it looks, the way the trains look, the way the trains feel, the incredible restraints, and that hang time stall behind me is one of the most crazy elements in the history of roller coasters. It is a worldie of a roller coaster, an absolute worldie. I think it might be the best in Europe. What do you think? So when we talk European coasters, there's some pretty meaty competition out there. I think your obvious standouts are the likes of Zadra, Energylandia, Voltron at Europa Park, Sotatis at Park Asterix. There's also Tiger at Linnanmäki's top tier as well. Then you go to some of the classics, the likes of Expedition GeForce at Holiday Park. There's some stiff competition for best European coaster. Conda over at Wallaby Holland's worth a mention too. I still think this is probably better than any of those. Not that any of those have anything wrong with them. They're all amazing, borderline perfect roller coasters themselves, but they all have the odd dead spot here, or something that I might change if I had the option to. Gotham City has none of that. It's almost perfection. There are no dead moments. Even when you think there's going to be a dead moment, you get a surprise airtime bump or something like that. It's a masterpiece. Intamin and Parque Warner have delivered something really special there. So I'm joined by Joe from Theme Park Insanity. We've ridden Gotham City Escape 7 times now. So what's your kind of overall feeling of it now that you've kind of smashed it over the last couple of days?
Well, first and foremost, it's Tekken #1. I'm sorry, Zadra, but I'm not sorry at the same time. It's just an insanely cool ride. It just alternates literally constantly between pure ejector airtime and hang time, and like literal pure hang time. And then some of the transitions that are thrown in there, and the way it kind of navigates the top and the top hat as well. It's just such a well-designed, well-choreographed ride experience. And I think Intamin are really kind of coming into their own with these kind of rides now. You can really tell. So yeah, love it.
I don't think there are any real dead spots on this ride.
No,
I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I can't think of a single moment where I'm like, oh, you know what, I could put something in there.
Yeah, overall, I think this is the best roller coaster in Europe. I mean, I spoke about some of the competition for it earlier, the likes of Voltron, Zadra, Expedition G-Force, Tartis, Tiger, all amazing coasters, but all of them have something I would probably change. I don't think Gotham City Escape does.
I mean, I can't really obviously kind of talk for Tartis or Tiger. Those are still rides I've yet to get on. In terms of the ones I have ridden, I love Voltron. I really do. It's an incredible ride, but just with those outer seats, yes, I can kind of get why people say they are a bit shaky. That aside, it is an incredible ride experience, but this, you know, it's not kind of in your face all the time. There's moments where you almost get a bit of a breather, and obviously Voltron is just literally just full on from the get-go. It's just really nicely balanced, and yeah, I completely agree. For me personally, I mean, as I said, I love Zadra, but I think Zadra is a different kind of ride experience. This definitely takes top for me, no two ways.
Yeah, I think if Zadra had fierce airtime on the second half of the course, it would be up there. For me, it drops up. There's a couple of airtime hills where you're expecting it and you don't quite get it. Whereas here it's the opposite. You've got moments where you're not expecting airtime and you just get boosted out of your seat out of nowhere off the tiniest little hump.
I mean, to be fair, there are two standout moments for me on Gotham City Escape. There obviously is the airtime hill, the little airtime. I mean, you go literally right up over the top hat, you drop down, and then there's the smallest of airtime hills after a massive drop. So you literally get that full ejector out your seat. The second moment that stands out for me is that zero-G stall over the top of the Gotham area. It's a beautiful moment. You can see the whole area from up above, and you're just looking down on it. And the hang time is just incredible in that too. So yeah, two standout moments for me.
I think that zero-G stall might be a contender for the best finale to a roller coaster, other than maybe the Mosasaurus ride. Actually, no, Mosasaurus does win.
Again,
but
speak for that.
For Europe,
yes.
For Europe, I can't think of any coasters that end better than this.
No.
That stall sweeping down into the kind of the spike, and then having that extra bit of theming at the end with Batman catching Joker. It completes the story and gives you an absolutely insane element before you go into it. So
I mean, there's no way that if you're riding that for the first time, you're expecting to drop down into a tiny little spike like that. And in all fairness, without those brakes, you'd be flying off the end of it. So it's a lovely little kind of moment, if you will. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, very good. A top tier coaster without any doubt. So.
Absolutely.
So is Batman Gotham City Escape the best roller coaster in Europe? I certainly think so. Seems like Joe does too. But what do you think? Let me know down below. And if it's not, what do you think is? There's a full vlog from Parque Warner here up on the channel. I'll put it up on the screen now. And if you'd like to watch the cinematic I made of Batman Gotham City Escape when I came here for its opening year, then I'll put that on the screen as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you soon.